meet many of you before we got started here tonight. And if I haven't yet met you, then I hope to soon. I want to start by saying thank you so much for being here tonight. You, as the supporters, as the funders, as the subscribers of Arts West, are what make this work possible. We operate on about 60% earned revenue from ticket sales and about 40% contributed revenue from our generous donors and funders. So thank you so much. It means a lot to us that you're here tonight in keeping art alive. You guys help us produce fiercely compelling work, right? Our mission is to produce work that requires conversation, that improves the imagination, and that enriches the cultural vibrancy of our community. So thank you so much. Your support really makes that happen here in West Seattle. So before we get started with the show tonight, I want to thank some of our very important sponsors, both past and present, and we are lucky enough to have some of them with us here tonight. So I would like to recognize Lisa Espinoza from the West Seattle Garden Tour. Would you please stand? The West Seattle Garden Tour has supported Arts West from the very beginning of their beginning, I should say. And so we're glad they've announced that we are going to be one of their grantees this year as well. So thank you so much. I would also like to recognize Cheryl Oliver, who's the VP of Finance and Operations at Arts Fund. So Cheryl. Last year, and we have our fingers crossed for this year. I also want to recognize Walter Rees from Nucor. Where are you at, Walter? Nucor has generously just come on to be our summer season sponsor for 2012. Producing all of those fabulous youth programs that you're going to see here in 2012 this summer, so that's fantastic. I also want to recognize Vincent Kitch. He's the director of the Office of Arts and Cultural Affairs for the City of Seattle. Where are you at, Vincent? And I'm going to invite Vincent. They have been our supporters for a long time, and with their sustained support this next year, they're going to help us produce one of our shows. I won't say which one yet, I guess, because it's going to be a surprise. But I'm going to if you haven't already figured it out, I'm going to give Vincent a moment to speak. So,
well, thank you for being here. I'm very honored to be invited and happy to be sharing and let you know that the city is very proud in the Office of Arts and Cultural Affairs to be supporting Arts West in their work this next season as we have in the past. And also, I want to thank all of you, from the performers, people behind the scenes, the board members, and patrons, for doing what you do to really help contribute to the cultural, social, and economic vitality of West Seattle as well as our whole community. So thank you, and we're happy to be here.
Thank you, Vincent. Charlie Rathman from Fort Culture couldn't make it last minute tonight, but he sends his support and says that Fort Culture is really excited to be partnering with us for next season as well. So then, last but not least, I'd like to thank Personal Safety Nets and Judy Piggott, who was our season sponsor last year. Can I just say, Judy is also one of our board of directors, and without her leadership, we would be lost. So Judy, thank you so much for all your support. I'm going to give Judy a few moments to speak.
Stay right there.
Oh, okay.
So without the rest of the board, obviously,
Yes.
without everybody here, it wouldn't matter who led, and I'm just following a good line. So thank you for that. But the reason that Personal Safety Nets has supported Arts West is because we believe in a well-balanced community. And Arts West supports the financial, the community, the intelligence, and the spiritual core of West Seattle, among other things. So how can you not support a group that does so much?
I don't know. How could you? I don't know. I know. Thank you. it is my pleasure to introduce our new managing director. We're very excited to have her on board. We did an extensive search, and this is her second week on the job, and she's already doing such a stellar job. Please put your hands together for Lena Sandsmark.
Am I on? I am, great. So first I want to say how happy and how honored I am to be Marketing Director of Arts West. I wanted to be able to, I need my notes, but I wanted to be able to see them without glasses. And so I blew this up to 25 points. So it went from 2 pages to 6, and I've been joking with the staff all day going, it's the longest speech I've ever had. So I want to say a few things about what brought me here, what attracted me to this place, and also a few things about what we have to look forward to in the very near future. When I first started becoming familiar with Arts West, the more I learned about the organization, the more I liked it, and the more impressed I was. And the first thing that really spoke to me was the mission statement. Because I'm very passionate about the work I do, I'm very passionate about the arts, and I really like the fact that this organization wears its passion on its sleeve. Another thing that attracted me is the intimacy and the energy of this space. I've spent the last 2 decades working almost exclusively in the film industry in Scandinavia, and I worked a lot with short films as well as features and documentaries. I actually find a lot of similarities between working with the shorter format independent films and working with this type of theater space, because the goal here isn't solely to get bums on seats, as they say, to give meaning to what we do, because we're not a mass medium as film can be. But the emphasis here gets to stay on communication, on storytelling, and not least of all, engaging audiences intellectually and also emotionally. Spending as much time as I have in Scandinavia and Europe, I've learned a lot about the pros and cons of working in societies where the arts are heavily funded by public or government grants. There's a lot of competition for that funding, not least of all because there aren't that many other alternatives. And I believe the best of all worlds is having a combination of private, corporate, public funding, in addition to, of course, paying audiences. I've seen things get taken for granted over there to the point where sometimes public funding actually replaces community engagement and even personal responsibility. So I want to say I'm very happy to be back in the States because I'm impressed with both the creative and the philanthropic initiative it takes for us to be able to enjoy the arts in this country. I believe creative and philanthropic initiative really go hand in hand. When I came back to this area a couple of years ago, I knew I wanted to do something other than produce film, but I discovered quickly that I definitely wanted to stay active in the arts. I did some soul searching to find out what my next dream job was going to be and asked myself a very important question, and that is, what do I enjoy doing the most in my free time? And the answer for me is going to museums, going to art galleries, and going to see performing arts. In my travels, when I've been curious about new cultures and learning about new people, I go to museums and I go to see their performing arts to learn more about them. And it's also what I do when I want to treat myself to something special. So obviously, what attracted me most to this space and this place is the combination of an art gallery and a performing arts space. I think this combination is quite unique, and it brings in a whole other level of talent and creativity, energy, and a very different and important audience experience. In the upcoming theater season, there are 5 other reasons for us all to want to be here. Our first show in the fall gives us a humorous look at politics, something I think we'll all want by then. The holiday show is about finding family and community in unexpected places and even in the worst of circumstances. We start the new year with 2 plays that both deal with the theme of unconditional love. The first one is about the love we owe ourselves, and the second one is about the unconditional love we feel for others, and not least of all, it's a play about faith. And then we close the season with an in-depth look into the mind of musical genius in a play that addresses our fear of mortality. and the ambition of attaining immortality through art. My years in Scandinavia and Europe showed me a lot about the universal need for a sense of identity, community, and belonging. As the European Union grew stronger during the time that I was over there was a real rise in regionalism. People feared nationalism, but in fact it was more the regions that really grew. And one of the positive effects of that was that regional, cultural, and artistic expression really flourished. So my time there taught me a lot about the importance of the arts in supporting the very human need to connect with others and to feel that we're a part of something bigger than ourselves, but not too big. I think that it's so important for us to connect with our local communities. And the arts create a space for dialogue by stimulating debate, stimulating conversations, and most importantly, by providing meaningful shared experiences. So I'm very happy to be able to work in this region and hope the work I do here contributes positively to Arts West and to the cultural identity of this dynamic and vibrant and very unique Seattle community. Thanks. Now it's my great honor to introduce our new artistic director, Christopher Zinovich.
My roommate actually just said to me, she's like, she has never seen this place this full for a non-theater event. So I want to give you guys a huge round of applause for being here. Thank you so much. After being here for 12 years, I'm humbled to say that I am now your artistic director here at Arts West. And tonight is a celebration of everything that's coming. And we are just on a roll here. The past year has been so successful for us. The board has stepped up. They saw some things that were going on. They made some changes. And they have been such cheerleaders. And I want to give them a huge round of applause. If I can have all of my board that's here tonight stand up and please give them a round of applause. This past year, and they are so excited about this coming year as well. And I can't wait to see what they're going to take us into in the future. But tonight's a celebration of next year, which we are calling Nothing is Just Black and White. What does that mean? Well, it means Arts West does shows that don't have an ending. We aren't giving you a tidy little bow at the end. We're not sending you off outside with a little pat on the butt saying, thanks for coming. We are sending you out ready to talk. Ready to ask questions of yourselves as well as your local community members. You're going to like so sorry. I am so nervous. You are going to like our heroes. You're going to dislike our hero. You're going to. That's the reason I only act every 4 years. You are going to like our villains. You are going to disagree with our heroes. You'll laugh at our tragedies, and I dare you not to cry at some of our comedies. Those are the types of shows we do. They are not black and white. They are shades of gray, and they are full of color. All of my board, all of my staff, and all of my performers believe in that. They believe that theater isn't the answer, but it is the question that helps a society succeed. And tonight we're celebrating this coming up season as well as all of our performers. And we have quite a few of them here tonight. We had over 298 actors audition for this season. And tonight we have almost the entire season here. So all my actors, you guys will stand up. Woo! Of their courage to you, our audience members. So thank you guys for doing all of that. Enough of me talking, since I'm not doing it very well. I have two more people I want to introduce. You see our wonderful posters this season. Kristen is our graphic designer. Kristen, go ahead and stand up. 7 years? 8 been here 8 years, so every time you see a brochure, every time you see a poster, every time you see a postcard, it is her genius that has come up with these wonderful ideas. So let's give her another round of applause. Did the actual photographs of all of our performers. Let's give him a round of applause. And last but certainly not least, Miss Kim Dare, our music director. She's music directing both of our main stage musicals as well as Xanadu this summer. And she has worked over this past weekend getting this evening prepared. Now it is my pleasure also to introduce one of the funniest ladies in Seattle. She's new to Arts West, but she has definitely been around college stages at least. Miss Mandy Price!
That meant a lot to me from you, Zach, because I know where I've been around too. So again, my name is Mandy Price, and I'm in the first show at Arts West this coming season. I'm also incredibly short. I just want to let you know it is my great honor to introduce this next show. We'll be bringing the Northwest premiere of the Tony-nominated musical Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson here to this very stage. Check out that crotch. Here September 19th through October 20th. Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson, written by Alex Timbers and Michael Friedman, uses our 7th president to sort of explore the growth of the nation and parallel star power and politics, and also draw some parallels to today's current political climate. With generous support from For Culture and the Office of Arts and Cultural Affairs, this rock musical sort of meets history lesson is a great way to get people talking about the upcoming election, and that can't hurt. Talking about things, opening the lines of communication. Over 100 people auditioned for this show, but the director, Christopher Zinovich, and music director, Kim Dare, were able to narrow it down to a cast of 12, 2 of whom are former Arts West students that are making their main stage debut, which is great. So please help me now welcome Meg McGlynn, who will be playing Rachel in the upcoming production, Rachel Jackson, that is, not just any Rachel. And you were great here, I nailed it, I got it. And the rest of the cast as they perform 2 songs from the show, The Great Compromise and Populism. Everybody else?
Yeah. Come on, Brian.
I always thought I'd live in a house with a dog and some kids and some slaves. A man at the door that said, welcome. A sign of the fence that said, private home, don't enter. And I never compromise. I hear you talk and talk about what you want. The travel, the fighting, the picture in the paper, the killing and campaigning. The sign on your door says populism, yeah, yeah. You tell me not to compromise. You tell me that you'll change. You promise and you promise, but I hear you talk and talk about what you want. You get what you want. You promise and you promise. You promise and you promise, but oh,
go out with me in school. You always went out with those guys who thought they were so cool, and I was just nobody to you, nobody to you, nobody to you. But it's the early 19th century, and we're gonna take this country back for people like us who don't just think about things, people who make things happen, sometimes with guns, sometimes with speeches too,
And also other things.
the Winter Wonderettes. I actually almost said the Marvelous Wonderettes, which is, this is the holiday version of the wildly successful show. That runs November 23rd through December 30th. It is the Seattle premiere, and it is by Roger Bean. This show is just the complete opposite of what just happened here. And it actually might have a bow somewhere. If you do not know the show, it's just really endearing. It's 4 women who they like to entertain people, and they go to do a holiday party at a hardware store, and then what else would happen in a hardware store but trouble ensuing? A little bit of audience participation, and I think it's just going to be a really fantastic show, mostly because when I was asked to do it, and Chris said, will you do it? I said yes, but only if I could get 4 of Seattle's best divas. So, no further ado, and I got them. So, so we have Kate Yeager, and Trish LaGrua. Oh yeah, they each get their own applause. They deserve it. Aaron Sproul. And Lindsay Larson. They're going to do a little ditty for you. I think you'll know what it is.
Maybe.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight. Walking with the winter wonderette.
January, here I go again. Our third show of the season is Willie Russell's Shirley Valentine. This is a show that I have wanted to do since I was in high school. And I've never found a woman who was capable of doing it until about, 6 years ago we became friends and she started doing all of my shows for me. Miss Heather Hawkins is going to do this one-woman show. About a 40-year-old who realizes that she lost who she was because of marriage and because of parenthood. She goes on a vacation by herself and has a love affair once again with herself and realizes why she was the woman that she was born to be. So here's Heather Hawkins doing a scene from Willie Russell's Shirley Valentine.
I don't know if I want to follow two great musical numbers. That's awesome. Our Brian was round before. I showed him the tickets. Oh, didn't I, Wall? And what did he say? He said, Mother, just go. Forget about me, Father. Forget about everything. Just get yourself on the plane and go. Well, that's how he is. Our Brian. You want to do something? You just do it. And bugger the consequences. He's a nutcase. Couldn't care less. And he's always been the same. Oh, he was like that when he was a little kid, when he was at school. Hey, Walt, remember that nativity play? Oh, God. God, our Brian, he was only about 8 or 9, and the school had given up with him. The teachers just said he was loop-the-loop, and that was that. You know, I agreed with them. But the headmaster, the headmaster was fascinated by our Brian. He studied him. He said to me, there's no malice in the child. No malice whatsoever, but it would appear that Brian has no concept of consequences. I think what we have to do with Brian is to try and give him more responsibility, and so I've decided to give him the star part in the nativity play this year. When Brian learned he'd got the part of Joseph, he was made up with himself. God love him. He thought he'd been picked because he was great at acting. I couldn't say anything because it was working. You see, this psychology. All the time he's rehearsing this nativity play. His behavior is fantastic. The headmaster's made up with him. I've made up with him. The teachers are made up with him. And he's made up with himself. He's practicing every night in his room. We are weary travelers on our way to Bethlehem. And my wife is having a baby and we need to rest at the inn for the night. Well, the day of the show, I got down to the school. The play started and it was lovely. You know, all the little angels came on and they all have this sly wave to all their mams. Oh, and then it was our Brian's entrance. He comes on. And he's pulling this donkey behind him. It's like a hobby horse on wheels. And perched on top is this little girl taking the part of the Virgin Mary. Oh, and she's dressed beautiful. You know, her mother's really dolled her up to be the part. And she's giving a little wave to her ma'am. So Brian, he gives the donkey a bit of a tug because he's taking it dead serious. And he doesn't believe that they should all be out there waving to their mams. He's up there, and he's acting like he might just win the Oscar. You know, he's miming, giving hay to the donkey. He's patting it on the head. Well, the headmaster, he turned around and smiled at me. I think he was as proud of our Brian as I was. Well, Brian gets to the door of the inn, and he goes, knock, 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 and this little innkeeper appears. Our Brian starts, We are weary travelers on our way to Bethlehem, and my wife is having a baby, and we need to rest for the night at the inn. So, the little feller playing the innkeeper pipes up, "You cannot stay at the inn because the inn is full up, and there's no room in the inn." And then our Brian is supposed to say something like, "Well, we must go and find a lowly cattle shed and stay in there." Well, and then he's supposed to go off pulling the donkey with the Virgin Mary on top behind him. But he didn't. You know, I don't know if it's the Virgin Mary getting up in Brian's nose because she spent the whole scene waving to her mother, or whether it was just that our Brian suddenly realized that the part of Joseph wasn't as big as it had been cracked up to be. But whatever it was, instead of going off pulling the donkey, he suddenly stopped, turned to the little innkeeper and yelled at him, "Full up! Full up! What we booked!" Well, the poor little innkeeper, you know, he didn't know what day of the week it was, and he's looking all around the hall for someone to rescue him. And his bottom lip starts to tremble. And our Brian's going, "Full up! I've got the wife outside waiting with the donkey, and she's expecting a baby any minute now. And there's snow everywhere and 6-foot drifts, and you're trying to tell me that you are full up." Well, the top brass in the front row, they're beginning to look a little uncomfortable. They're beginning to turn and look at the headmaster. And our Brian, he's giving this perfect imitation of his father on a bad day. He's grating anything that dare moves. And the little innkeeper's lip is going 10 to the dozen, and the Virgin Mary is in floods of tears on the donkey. Well, the innkeeper, he finally grasps that the script is, you know, well, out the window, and he has to do something about our Brian. So he steps forward and he says, "Listen, mate, listen, I was only joking. We have got room, really, you can come in if you want." And with that, the three of them disappeared into the inn. End of nativity play. The end of our Brian's acting career. Oh, me and our Brian. We sometimes have a laugh about it now. But at the time, oh, I could have died of shame. It was all over the papers. Mary and Joseph failed to arrive in Bethlehem. Oh, I was ashamed. It's no wonder, really, that I've never traveled anywhere myself. Well, it must be God punishing me for raising a child who managed to prevent Mary and Joseph from reaching their destination.
Hello, my name is Cindy Bratter, and I have the honor of directing the 4th show in the season next fall by Jeffrey Knox. It's a Northwest premiere, again, another Northwest premiere. It was also nominated for the 2010 Tony Awards for Best Play. Let's see, it's a beautiful, complex script. It covers love. It covers religion. Wow, those are 2 hot buttons. That's probably enough to cover. It explores family love. It explores homosexual love, and it explores a love of Jesus and how these things all coexist. It's stunning. That's all I'm going to say about that. It is running March 13th through April 6th. We have several members of the cast here tonight. We've got Paul Custodio. We've got Patricia Ainsworth. Did I ever do that right? Who else do I have? Where are you guys? Oh, it's Kate. Well, no, I'm not too. Oh. Sorry. I'm missing. Oh, that's right. Daniel Stoltenberg couldn't be with us tonight. He's on the way. But more importantly right now, I got Christopher Zinovich, who can play the part of Adam. I've got Miss Kate Yeager, who can play the part of Polly. And I've got Mr. David Traylor, who was really excited to get out of his seat. He's playing the part of Luke, and they're going to read a quick scene for you.
told you.
Please don't get him started.
I just don't know where you're gonna put everything.
I like my own place better. The kitchen is minuscule.
Wait till I unpack everything and put it in its place. It'll look like a palace.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get this thing off.
What thing?
The mezuzah.
The what?
The mezuzah? It keeps evil spirits out of New York apartments.
Actually, I think it protects your firstborn from being slaughtered.
Don't have that.
It's good luck.
All right.
Luke.
All right already. Jeez. I don't see how the metal thing's gonna ward evil spirits away.
Yeah, well, I don't see how a golden trumpet's going to signal the end of the world so we're even. He literally believes that, you know? That people are going to just float up to heaven.
I never said float.
Like Doc Severson or some other dead trumpeter is going to blow us over the
It's Gabriel.
Yeah, him. And then at a blink of an eye,
Twinkling.
whatever.
Get it right, sister.
All believers will just disappear.
It's true.
Doc Severson's dead.
You should have heard him. You should have heard him on the phone this morning, giggling with his friend Jill.
Ooh, who's Jill the beard?
She's more like a soul patch.
Hysterically laughing about all the wacky things people will be doing in the middle of when it happens. Tickled to death at the thought of me being on a plane with a Christian pilot because the plane will crash and I will go down with it. You see, he thinks it's funny.
This is a $39 bottle of Merlot we just bought.
It was running low, so I mixed it with a little bit of our $10 bottle.
So it's a $29 bottle.
It's woody, muddy, shitty. Just drink it.
Cheers, guys, to your new place.
Salute.
And a little something.
Look, babe, it's pumpkin.
I didn't want to come into you.
Sweet, thank you.
So, you really think this is going to happen, Luke? Like, in our lifetime?
Maybe.
And he and all his cohorts will float or fly or beam or whatever up to heaven while the rest of us go to
It's
hell.
not exactly how it works.
All the agnostics, the atheists, the Muslims, the Buddhists, the Hindus, the Jews, 3/4 of the world's population all going to hell.
You mean I finally get a decent apartment?
Oh, no. You are going too, Missy.
What about David?
That asshole, you're still obsessing over him.
He's a Scientologist.
Especially him. Anyone who doesn't truly believe.
Even the Mongolian goat herder?
Mongolian.
High on a hill at the Mongolian goat herder.
You know, the guy who's been nothing but saintly to his family and his fellow villagers his whole life, toiling in the fields, tending his flock, who's never even heard of Jesus. Is he going too? Or his infant son who can't even crawl yet? Or Rachel?
The bong lady.
Her last name's Rosenberg. They're all going to burn?
Not the goat herder and his son.
Why not?
Infants and retarded people are exempt.
I said Mongolian, not Mongol.
And yeah, he'll burn with Rachel. Unless, of course, you know.
But what if you have your own set of beliefs that are equally as valid?
I just know it's going to happen. You guys, it's kind of hard to explain.
Try us.
It's like, imagine if you were a cancer patient and they discovered a cure, but you're so pissed off that you got sick in the first place that you refuse to take it and die.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Going to hell is cancer, Bozo, and Jesus is the pill.
Like that, yeah.
But I don't believe in hell, so why should I care whether I burn it?
Because I do.
Don't get offensive, Luke.
Never.
Tell her about the 7 years.
Not talking about this anymore.
What 7 years?
Well, apparently, there's a 7-year period when we all get a chance to, well, you know, swallow the pill.
I thought everything happened in the twinkling of an eye.
Well, that's how long it'll take them to disappear. But the rest of us, well, we get 7 years before you know who arrives.
They'll get I tell you what, Luke. If a third of the world's population suddenly disappears, I guarantee you will accept Jesus. And it won't take 7 years. It'll be more like 7 seconds.
Amen to that.
What if you die before it happens?
Wait a minute. What?
He's afraid I'll die before I get a chance to, you know, accept Christ. And then we won't be able to be together in the afterlife.
That's so
Not really. We're not allowed to be gay there, so what difference does it make? Well, there are no pets either.
Sounds like my last co-op meeting.
Why are you mocking me? I'm not mocking you. You are being a jackass.
We're joking, babe. Just like
Is it so wrong of me to want you to go to heaven? I mean, it's a big fucking deal.
Yes, because I don't believe in it, Luke. Not your version. It's too exclusive. I mean, there's too many rules.
Fine. I'll believe for the both of us.
If you can believe so strongly, then how come you don't want me telling anyone you do?
It's nobody's business. It's not something I go shouting from rooftops.
You're embarrassed. Admit it.
I just don't like being judged, Adam. It's what everyone does. Before they even get a chance to know who I am, they have this predisposed disdain.
Who does?
You do. You never would have even considered dating me if you knew when we first met.
The only reason anyone judges you is because you go around judging everyone else. You guys are all about judgment. You even have a whole day named after it.
I don't judge anyone. It's not my place to. I'm just here to tell you there's a heaven. Whether you listen or not, that's up to you.
Well, I'm listening, babe. Believe me. And if you and all the other freaks are going to be the only ones up there, then no thanks. I'd rather burn.
Excited to be coming back to the Arts West stage in Voices Coughlin's 33 Variations, which is the last show up here. It's sponsored in part by Sherman Clay of Washington, and it's running May 1st to the 25th. This is a 5-time Tony-nominated play that played on Broadway in 2009, and it's by Moises Kaufman. And in this play, he weaves together a fantasia of music and fact and fiction. Dr. Catherine Brandt is a musicologist. Time is running out for her as she explores and navigates the question of why did Beethoven compose 33 variations on a waltz by Diabelli, while she's at the same time coming to grips with her own diagnosis of amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or as is more commonly known, Lou Gehrig's disease. The play weaves back and forth between contemporary New York and Bonn, Germany, taking us back to 1827 in Austria, where we see Beethoven himself as he deals with his own debilitating hearing loss while composing this masterwork. Kaufman gives us these two lost souls running away from their loved ones and brings them together for comfort. 33 Variations brings back to the Arts West stage Jody McCoy as Dr. Catherine Brandt, also me as Antonio Diabelli. We'll be joined by a few newcomers. We have Matthew Gilbert as Beethoven, Mike Spee as Beethoven's faithful servant Anton Schindler, and Ruth McCree as Dr. Gertrude Ladenberger. Now, let's see, did I get everybody? I think now you should join me in welcoming. In addition to the cast, grab this. We have the honor of having every night. Katie Koch will play the 33 Variations on stage each night. So now, please welcome, please join me in welcoming Mark Taylor Miller, who is playing Nurse Mike Clark, and Lindsay Larson, who's playing Clara Brandt, as they perform a scene from 33 Variations. please come to the counter. 16.
Excuse me? What number are you?
17. What about you?
34. Have you been waiting long?
What day is it?
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. You in a hurry?
Yeah, I need to get my mother's laptop fixed. She's going on a trip. Are you waiting to get your computer fixed?
Yeah, my laptop. Apparently you're not supposed to drop them.
Sorry.
No, it's actually kind of nice. I mean, usually I just come in here and pay $150 for them to tell me to press Control-Alt-Delete.
I'm a Mac girl myself.
Oh, I see. Well, it would have never worked out between us. Oh, sorry. Oh my God, you don't remember me, do you? I examined your mom at the hospital.
I'm sorry, that was a rough day.
Yeah. How's she doing?
She's the same.
How long has she been ill?
8 months. But she just told me 2 weeks ago. Didn't want me to worry. And she's still going on that trip to Bonn.
Is that in Germany?
Yes.
Well, she's a courageous woman.
She has to finish her monograph.
Oh, what?
It's a book she's writing. She's been invited to present a paper on it at a very important music conference.
Oh, good for her. Most people, when they are diagnosed, they want to stay at home and spend time with their family. Oh, sorry, that's not what I meant. I was trying to say...
No, not my mother. We don't have that kind of a relationship. She has to finish her monograph.
Oh!
I'm sorry, Dr.
Mike. No, doctor. I'm a nurse.
Right! Oh, Clara!
Are you a scholar too?
Me? No. I'm a costume designer at the moment. I'm thinking of changing to set design. I'm going to be here all day, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Kind of makes you think the wait at the hospital isn't so bad.
Touché.
Number 17, please come to the counter. 17.
That's me. Do you want my number?
Your number?
17.
No, I can't do that.
Oh, no. Please. I have more time than your mom. You know what I mean.
Thank you.
So I want to introduce one of our students who is making his main stage debut this year. This is Morgan Williams-So.
I am Morgan Williams-So, and Chris has asked me to talk a little bit about the summer program at Arts West. I have been with Arts West for 2 years in the Academy program, which is students of ages 8 through 12. And this year they are performing Schoolhouse Rock Live Junior, directed by Kate Yeager. Music directed by Cody Ringman. Although this year I am doing the conservatory, which is students ages 12 through 16. And we are performing Godspell by Stephen Schwartz. And we have a great cast who are playing their own instruments during the show. The auditions were awesome, and well, it's going to be great. And I want to introduce Cameron Lee, show. It's August 15th through 19th, so yeah.
When wilt thou save the people? Oh God, mercy when the people, oh the people, not frozen crowns, but men. Flowers of thy heart, oh God, I beg, let them not pass like weeds away. Their heritage, a sunless day. God save the people. Shall crime be crime forever? Strength they instill the strong. Is it thy will, O Father, that men shall toil or wrong? No, say thy mountains, no, say thy skies. Men's glad sun shall brightly rise, and songs be heard instead of sighs. God save the people. 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 God save the people.
So for very next time this year, if you are a seasoned subscriber, you can actually do a summer add-on and get Godspell, Schoolhouse Rock, and our apprenticeship show, Xanadu, for a small amount of $35 for those 3 shows. 3 shows, not 4. 3 shows. So when you guys are doing your subscriptions, think about adding that on, because our shows do sell out, especially the 2 older programs. You definitely want to see them. And it's now an honor to introduce another student who is making his main stage debut as the lead in Bloody Bloody, Andrew Jackson. But before he does that, he plays one more lead in the summer program, Mr. Cody Brigham.
I see the early glow. I hear you say hello. I watch the shadows fall. I don't see you at all. I don't believe it's so. I see the autumn rain falling on my window pane. I hear you say
I want to tell you just a few more little things about our coming season. Because of the fact that we are all about creating conversation, we do an event called On Stage. It's the Monday night after our opening nights, where the performers and scenic designers, the costume designers, the artistic staff come out on their one night off and talk about their process. It's an open communication between the audience as well as the actors, and it's for all four. It's 4 of our main stage shows. We don't do it for Christmas just because it's too crazy for all of our audience members. That's a free event. It's always at 7:30. They get to be really, really exciting conversations, and I really urge you guys to come see those as subscribers. Also new this year, we are doing opening night celebrations. For $200, you can see all 5 shows on opening night and then celebrate after the show with our cast in the gallery, looking at the amazing art with champagne and desserts. So I really urge you, if you are not an opening night subscriber already, to move to that opening night. As you know, our subscribers always have free exchanges, so that actually gives you a longer time to exchange if you have a busy work schedule, if you are going out on vacations a lot. It gives you at least 19 times to exchange versus being in our last week where you may only have 4 days to exchange. For our prices, we are one of the cheaper theaters in town. We want to keep, not that our work is cheap, as you can definitely tell by the performers up here, we are one of the only companies our size that actually pay hourly for rehearsals and performances. Strong commitment by staff as well as our board to make sure that the people who do create theater get paid at least a little bit of what they're worth. They're actually worth lots more than we pay, but it's the best we can do right now. But for 5 shows, besides your opening night subscription for an adult, it's only $159. If you go to a Broadway show, you're probably sitting in the balcony 5th row for 1 ticket for that price. Seniors, it's $140. If you wanted if you don't like musicals, you only want to come see the 3 plays, you can see 3 plays for $95. Or if you don't like straight plays, but you want to see our 2 musicals, that is only $67. We also have a Flex Pass for those people who are always really busy. That is $189. It's 6 tickets that you can bring 1 person to 6 shows, or you can bring 6 people to 1 show. It's up to you, and you can check with our box office manager, Myron, and he can always make that work for you. And our summer season add-on, as I said, those 3 shows, $33 for the summer. You owe it to yourselves. Make a night out, start the communication, start the dialogue, buy a subscription. Our box office is going to be open right now. How many people are subscribers right now? How many people have renewed already? Those of you who haven't renewed yet, we are ready to help you renew. And those of you who are brand new subscribers, please think about it. Like I said, theater is not the answer, it is the beginning of the question. So please enjoy. Thank you very much. Thank you to my staff, my board, all of my amazing performers who